All right, today we are moving the Suparee Hyper 5 pod lights from the 4Runner to this 2014 GMC Sierra. It's an SLE Z71 package. So I've already got one of the brackets installed. So that's how that's going to look. And I'll show you how to put that on. It's very easy. 13mm bolts. When we get the camera set up, and we're going to get the second bracket installed. Okay, so nothing's real magical about this part. I'm just going to remove the rear bolt or the bottom bolt. And kind of fish this through. Okay, so that bottom bolt, I'm not going to tighten it. I'm just going to kind of snug it in place. And let's take the top one out. And what that's going to let us do is just roll that one in like that. Actually, I didn't even have to take it out. This does have slots in it, so you can just slide it in place. And now I'll tighten the top. And maybe make sure I've got the bottom one all the way seated. Okay, so there's our bracket. Second bracket. Looks just like the other one. Pretty sturdy. All right, so let's move on to wiring. What I think I'm going to do is under this panel, there's an open slot right there. I've already found a nut, lock washer, and a flat washer. And I'm going to power it up with that, and I just have to find a ground. All right, so I'm at the tedious part. I went ahead and loosely mounted the lights. Back that up some. Loosely mounted the lights, and you can see a zip tie in there just to kind of hold the wire to that bracket. That's going to tuck under here. This connector, this does have a weather pack type gasket in this plug, so it's not going to hurt it to get wet. I've tucked this wire through this little seal, and I did put a zip tie through that because I pulled up on this rather than pull out, and it broke the little tab underneath. Shame on me. So my plan next is just to kind of follow that wiring harness across the back. That runs to the other side. And basically what I'm going to do is just zip tie these wires all along the back. And then whatever is left on this side, slack-wise, I'll just zip tie into a bundle and tuck that somewhere. So I do have the wiring for the driver's side light dangling and the controller, which we'll have to fish through inside. So I'm going to start zip tying these wires, and I'll be back in a bit. Another update. Got the wire connected, the positive right here under this panel. Ground, this seems to be an okay ground because I've already checked the lights and they do work. So the wiring does kind of run across the back, tied to that other harness. And the bundle is over here. And next I've got to get the controller in the cab. So a little sneak peek. These are super bright. But the cool part I like, it has daytime running light halo lights. And here in Tennessee, you can run this portion of it legally, but not that one. Not on the street anyway. All right, so to get the controller to this point, basically what I did was took a remnant of a coat hanger here, taped the controller to that, and just pulled it through that gap. So this is hanging here at this point. I've got this seal loose. I'm going to tuck this behind here, run that under the dash, and then we're going to find a spot somewhere here to just mount that with some double-sided tape. Okay, so the switch is mounted. It's just kind of on the same angle as this here. And I tucked the wire through here and down through here. And then it goes, you can kind of barely see it right there. So this little bit extra wiring is just behind the dash. Once you pull the seal, there's a gap here. And just ran it behind the dash. So anyway, nothing was modified. This is totally reversible. And I can swap them to another vehicle if need be, which I just did today. One note on this particular truck, I had the antenna off anyway because I don't use the radio and the car wash eats them up anyway. But yeah, if you have to have an antenna, it's not going to fit. So this is right over the antenna. It would clear with the hood shut, but not with it open. So I'm going to make a few adjustments and we'll come back for some beauty shots. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. How do they look? Let's do the red DRLs. I think I like those the best, or amber, I guess they're called. And let's go to the white. I don't know, white's not bad either. What do you think? Pretty cool. All right, now, so the off-road lights. Pretty bright. You can't tell at this angle, but you can certainly tell at that angle. Now, another cool feature is this does have ditch lights built into the sides. So my hand is over the front. That light right here is the ditch lights that go out to the side. Where are they aimed? Looks like they're aimed that way. So the ditch lights are on the side. And of course your off-road lights on the front. So anyway, I really like these lights. Again, these are made by a company called Suparee, S-U-P-A-R-E-E, and these lights in particular are called the Hyper 5 series. I like them.